Morning team, hope you're having a great Thursday. Dom here. Hey look, just 2 seconds for today. I'm seeing there's a lot of posts around this will work for you. This is guaranteed results. You know, that may be the case, and I'll just take a little example of intermittent fasting. Yes, if a person goes into intermittent fasting, that they should, as a general rule, start to see some results. But those results aren't guaranteed, not for everyone, right? And it may not work for them in terms of it may not work for their lifestyle. So if you're a PT and that's your chosen profession, and you are doing the intermittent fasting, you're doing the whole 16 to 8. So for those who are not familiar what that means, so if you're obviously fasting or not eating for a 16-hour period, but then only eating during an 8-hour period, so case in point, you may start to break your fast at say 12 noon, you do your normal course of food during the day, and then you have your last meal prior to 8 p.m. So your 16 hours of fasting are from 8 p.m. back around to 12 the following day. So as a PT, in terms of that being your lifestyle, and if you are, I suppose, instructing people or coaching people, but you're not necessarily involved in their session doing the workout with them, then cool, intermittent fasting maybe will work for you. For me, it doesn't. All right, I jump in the sessions with the clients, and if I'm doing that early in the morning at a first session, and then going and doing an outdoor, and then jumping in a session with a client in an outdoor, and then by the time it gets to lunch, I'm bloody hungry. All right, so intermittent fasting for me in, you know, the PT industry, it doesn't work for me. You know, I'm hungry. I want to eat. I'm no different than anyone else. I'm maybe a little bit older, but it doesn't work for me. All right. If I did it and I had that mindset and I could do that day in, day out, then yes, I would start to see some results, but I'm not so concerned about that. So the little reason for the blog today is more around the point of making sure that the message is tailored for the individual. The stay-at-home mum, the stay-at-home dad with a young kid, intermittent fasting may not work, right? If you are a PT and you're a single person or a person in a relationship and you have not got kids, or you have not had kids, or you have not experienced a young child waking up periodically throughout the night, whether they are that young that they're a newborn and they're having to be fed, or you're just having to get up to then address whatever fears or night murmurs that they're having. When you get up in the morning, man, you want something to eat, particularly if you have not slept, right? So intermittent fasting in that situation may not work, doesn't suit the lifestyle. And this is the reason why I'm just picking on the intermittent fasting just as an example. It's like saying, you know, a certain form of strength training will get you girls a nice peachy round bum, right? But it may not work for everybody. Yeah, it's like any muscle. If you're going to exercise it, it will get stronger, it will get shape, but it may not work for the person who is on their feet, you know? And it might be some poor young girl who has got a job. They are on their feet the whole day. There's been nothing worse than them being on their feet the whole day and then, figurative of speech, smashing their ass 3 or 4 times a week to get a round bum. And particularly if they're in heels. It's not going to work for them. It may get results, but it may not work for them. There's a difference. You know, the corporate exec going down the path of intermittent fasting, particularly if they're an executive and there's a lot of wheeling and dealing and whining and dining, it ain't gonna work for them. All right, there's an expectation associated with the type of role, the type of career that they have got. So I think one of the things that I suppose we see in the fitness industry is we take messages and sometimes we take them literally, and you know, and look, and I'm a culprit of that. You know, saying that you give me 12 weeks, you commit to me for 12 weeks, and it's all about me, but you commit to me for 12 weeks and I will get you some results. I will make sure that you lose weight. I will make sure that you lose body weight, right? But what I'm not aware of is what's all going on around that. For that 30-minute period of time, 45-minute period of time, I know what they're doing. But for all those other 23 and a half hours in a day, 7 days a week, I have no idea what they're doing. So for me to actually make the guarantee, it's a bit of a bullshit guarantee. So there we have it, guys. Just a little tiny thought for the day around messaging. Things may not work for everyone. They may not get the results that we talk about. They may get a different result. So it's about the right messaging, the right context, talking to the right person, and making sure that they understand and that we take into consideration as so-called fitness professionals all the other attributes that a person has in their life that can affect their outcome. All right. So strength training 7 days a week for some is cool. People who like to run and run every day, it is cool. But their results and how that fits in their lifestyle is fundamentally different to what my results will be and what someone else will be. We should be happy that people are out there trying to get themselves fit, trying to stay healthier, live longer, not eat as much shit, not fall into the trap of takeout all the time. So therefore messaging becomes important. That is all.